today for a ruling party. What kind of example, what kind of sense can we get out of this?
Well, like I said in my earlier comment, there is nothing unusual that is happening. You know, democracy is new in Nigeria. Party politics is barely new in Nigeria. And we are only learning gradually to do all these things, to evolve into a real political system. As a matter of fact, I will probably add that we are yet to have political parties in the real sense of the word. Because parties go with ideology. Can you show me that political party in Nigeria, so-called today, that has a clear-cut ideology that you can talk about? Is it PDP? Is it the defunct ACN or APC that you are talking about? No ideology at all. So politics in Nigeria is all about something is at stake. And I want to go there to desperately protect my interests so I can get something to eat. So once you run a politics, or once you run a polity based on this kind of thing, every politician in opposition becomes a progressive. And once they lose out in the mainstream of political arena, they suddenly constitute themselves as opposition and they are called progressive. If not so, for Christ's sake, why on earth will APC combine all these people together and then take the furniture to Ota and tell President Obasanjo to lead the affairs of the party they are trying to put together? When you look at Obasanjo as a personality, with all he stands for, then you look at the Buhari, the Tinubu there, what do you see that connects all of them in terms of ideology? So we don't have political parties yet in Nigeria. We are just probably trying to evolve them. And that is why we are in this mess that we are. For me, it's crisis of political development. We are yet to start. But we must experience this crisis if we must be there. Otherwise, whatever we get at the end of the day will be prefab. It will be bogus. It won't be real.
I think the two issues that will come to mind in terms of what's been going on is that we have political parties, but without clear ideologies. If you look at more advanced countries in terms of politics, you have people that are quite clear in terms of ideology. You have parties that will be right of center in terms of economic affairs and maybe left of center in terms of social affairs. That hasn't been clear-cut in this country. The other point is that we don't have a clear opposition, and it's quite disturbing that the fact that APC making overtures to some members of the PDP. We need a clear opposition that can put the government to book and ask questions about what is happening in government. That is something that we need to sort out. But what is now happening is almost like a neutral status where APC is kind of convoking a meeting with members of PDP with probably opposite ideologies, as we've just discussed. I think that is wrong. We need a clear opposition and we need clear ideologies for our political parties.
Because democracy works on dialectics. There must be the positive and negative side to it for it to move.
It's a disease of lack of ideologies in our politicians.
Absolutely.
That seems to be the agreement here now.
Oh, great.
We have all agreed.
All right. Okay, Chief Udoka, let me come to you because what we saw in the crisis of the PDP actually dovetailed into some aspects of our political life. If the PDP sneezes, it appears that the whole political atmosphere in Nigeria catch cold. And during the Governor's Forum election, we saw something that was very dramatic which happened. Our mathematics, a sense of mathematics was messed up. 19 against 16. They say politics is a game of number, but that one, actually, I lost my sense of mathematics when, again, the person that won that election was said not to have won because of agreement issues. So what do you make of the governor's election?
Naturally, in politics, 1 + 1 can give you 10, no doubt. But I think the whole drama which we all witnessed is nothing new. It's just some people trying to take some advantages, over the 2015 upcoming election. There's nothing more than that. The governors are very influential. Take, for instance, if a political party is going through primaries, more than likely the governor will be the one that will get the list of delegates, and wherever the governor points is the direction the rest delegates from that zone or the state will go to. So if you lay hold on, if you control the governor's forum, chances are you're going to control the outcome of the primaries, or even the larger election itself. So it's a very key forum for the president. And the president cannot afford to lose that. But then the president have those in opposition against him. Now you will recall that sometimes we have to take a cue where we got it, where we have all these missteps on our way. Yar'Adua died, I guess about 2.5 years into his tenure. Now, the popular opinion from those who hail from Yar'Adua area, say the North, believe that Yar'Adua at least did not have 8 years to run the affairs of the country. Unfortunately, what has not happened to us before happened. He died midway. And Constitution of the country becomes the supreme document to dictate what happens. Now, dictates of the Constitution have not favored politicians or people from the northern part of the country. And now they are saying, exactly what? There's Constitution, and it has to take preeminence in this situation. It's unfortunate that it happened, but fighting the president because the mere accusation that he's taking their time or their tenure or whatever, I don't think, to me, it's not justifiable. But my appeal would be that the politicians from the North should at least ease the tension, allow the nation to move forward, and there will be time, I believe, in the due course of time, they will still have the opportunity.
I think the other issue in terms of the Governors Forum election is how powerful the Governors Forum has become rather than the election itself. I think it's almost like a creeping type power that has now happened in this country. We have 3 arms of government, the executive, the judiciary, and the legislature. And now the Governors Forum wants to become the 4th arm of government, which is not constitutional. And the fact that they've not gained that level of power is something that worries us in this country. We now need to look at the federal state that we have here in this country. We operate a different type of federalism from other parts of the world, where the various states and governors now go to the center. The center has become extremely powerful. We need to review that federalism, where governors will have to concentrate on the states and look after the affairs of their states, and not be too involved at national levels, activities in this country. That's one of the things that we need to look into. And look into why, for various reasons best known to the governors and other members of the political system, the Governors Forum has now gained a significant power outlay in this country.
Interesting. With all the effort that have been made by the ruling party to resolve its own crisis, where there was a forum where the PDP chairman, Alhaji Bamanga Atuko, actually read a riot act to members who are planning the fall of the park. That's what he referred to it as. And he came out strongly to make a very, very strong statement about the activities of some of the members of the party. And let me allow you to take a listen to what Alhaji Bamanga Atuko, the chairman of the People's Democratic Party, said when he read out the riot act to members of the party.
The PDP has only one duly elected national executive committee under my chairmanship. I wish, therefore, to state with all emphasis that any group of persons parading themselves as leaders of NEC or any other organ of our great party are imposters. And I urge all Nigerians, especially the security agencies and other institutions of democracy, to regard them as such. We shall ensure that any person who is not due